Kitty here. I'm already making another video. I'm sure you noticed that I'm wearing the same shirt as the last video I just put up. So I figured, today I'm bored, gonna make another video. Fuck it. And I thought I'd talk about just identifying yourself with different terminology. And how it's okay to not really know how you identify. And in specific, I'm going to be talking about bisexual versus pansexual versus queer versus omnisexual. All of those terms are very different, and they all have different reasons different people choose to go by different terms. And ultimately, if you don't want to watch this whole video, I'm just gonna tell you up front, it is on you what you prefer as your sexuality, what term you choose to use. It might be because you grew up in a part of a country where a certain term is popular. It might be because you just feel comfortable using certain terms, or you don't want to explain what pansexual means, or you don't want to explain what omnisexual means. It could be that queer works for you because of some reason. Any term is fine, and it really is up to you which term you identify with. Or if you choose to not identify. Some people are very much identifying themselves, and that is also very fine. Oh, that's also fine, very fine, not a term, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I personally, just going forward, in this video and on my channel, I identify as queer. I accept the terms bisexual, and I accept the term pansexual. I've identified as both over the years, mainly bisexual in middle school and early high school, pansexual more my senior year of high school, and then I just started kind of identifying more with queer. And I have a lot of personal reasons, but ultimately it's entirely up to you. I identify with queer more because, it's all encompassing. It can mean literally anything in the LGBT community. It's a much more inclusive term, bringing together term. I like it. I don't have to define my interest for people. If I say queer, people are just like, oh, I can kind of just do whatever the fuck I want without defining who I am, which that's nice. I like that. I feel a lot more freedom if I feel romantically attracted to someone but not sexually. I can have a fairly asexual relationship with someone that I feel that way towards without people being like, but you're not asexual, what the fuck. Same with the reverse. I can have sexual relationships that are strictly sexual and non-romantic. I can have queer platonic partners. I don't have to define myself if I go by queer. You know what I mean? There's not all these expectations, and I like that. I don't like people having all these expectations of me. I don't like fucking commitment, so I don't like commitment to terms either. And I can do whatever the fuck I want with queer, basically. Also, I like queer because it sounds more gay to me, and I'm really involved with the LGBT community, so I like it. It just sounds very, very, very gay to go by queer, so I like it. but I do understand that some people don't like the term queer. In some parts of the country, it has been used as a negative slur and has been used during violence. Like, against the LGBT community, like, queer has been used as a negative term. But in some parts of the country, that has never been the case. It's always been used as a proud term, and in some places, even if it was negative before, it's now being reclaimed. But I do understand older queer people just wanting to call me, like, bi or something. Because, you know, like, for some people, queer can be a really troubling term, and I totally get that. So I personally go by queer, but I also accept if you call me bi or pan. Ultimately, try to respect people and what they prefer to go by, though. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer queer for those reasons mainly. Just the flexibility of the term, the all-inclusiveness of it, whatever. But different people have different reasons for choosing different terms. Bisexual and pansexual don't necessarily mean anything different. Some people feel that bisexual is more inclusive to non-binary individuals, but that's not always the case. Some bi people will date non-binary individuals and respect their gender just as much. It's just a term thing, what you choose to go by at this point. Yeah, and the same with omni. I'm like omnisexual, all sexual, like that term I've only really ever heard on Torchwood. I've never really heard that many people go by omni, but I do know people do. So if you go by that, then awesome. But it's not really common where I live to go by that, so that's a term I'm not as used to. But just like bi and pan, like, it's up to you what you choose to go by. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. By the way, the reason I'm making funny faces when I drink this is, look how gross that looks. It's called Kratom, 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 and it's the red Borneo kind. Basically, it's an opiate, it's a painkiller, it's entirely legal, do not fucking go to the cops or anything on me. It's entirely legal. I bought it at the store. They actually sell it at a bar in my town. It's legal in every state except for one of the states, and I think that state's Tennessee, but I could be wrong. Do not quote me on that. Look it up on Wikipedia or something. But most states it is legal. So yeah, that's why I'm making funny faces, because it tastes like really horrible, but that's basically because it's a painkiller, so like a really strong painkiller that'll fuck you up, and it gives you a really nice high, very calming, less of a giggly fun high like marijuana. Not that I smoke marijuana, but it gives you a more calm feeling, and it's really relaxing, and I use it for sleep and just relaxation purposes. So yeah, worth looking up. Yeah, that's all I had to say. So that's the end of this video, and Caged Kitty out.